Welcome back, MTG Joe here. I had a pretty rough weekend on the ladder, so I am going to play some brews in the play queue and have some fun with Magic and just kind of relax. This is kind of an ace deck that I've wanted to try for a while. I threw it together with cards I have. It might not be optimized right now, but there's some things I want to try out to see how it works. But it's effectively a Mardu Historic Dragon Reanimator deck. So what we're trying to do with the deck is mill ourselves, self-mill. So we have Faithless Looting to draw and discard cards. We have Thrilling Discovery to do similar. And what we're trying to do is put into our graveyard copies of Velomachus Lorehold or Bladewing the Risen, or even some copies of Glorybringer. And what we do is we get burial rights out of our graveyard or from our hand, and we return it to play. With Bladewing, we get to bring another copy of a dragon into play as well. And then with Lorehold, we can just play a bunch of free spells. We have stuff like a bunch of removal in the deck: Lightning Helix, Bloodchief's Thirst, Clarions. We have Crux of Fate naming non-dragon. We have Shadow's Verdict. So I want to try a split of these to see. I like the Exile effect a lot of times as well. We have Lorehold command that can do creatures, pump our team, deal damage, or draw us cards. So there's kind of some nice elements there as well. And then we have a couple Croxas. We are kind of churning through our library. So something else we want to see is how that works. So something I want to see first when we play it is like the copies of Croxa if we need it, or if we're going all in Dragon, or if I want something like Stitcher's Supplier to have another way to self-mill our library. So we're going to try this in best of one. Generally speaking, these decks usually have a hard time dealing with dedicated graveyard hate. So we don't want to play something like Rest in Peace. So we will try this out. Dragon Reanimator time. Let's play a match, see how it goes. So I'll do a couple fun brews today, see how it goes. We'll put those all up on the YouTube, kind of some off-meta brews. Just have some fun with Magic. So let me know what you're playing right now. Based on the MPL split weekends, 50% of the field is playing Tainted Pact. So hopefully we see something happen with that deck pretty soon. I think this hand's reasonable. We have a sweeper. This can accelerate us. We have all our colors. Ideally what we'd like to do is draw a dragon or an Unburial Rights in our first few draws. Healer Hawk is fine. Oh, no. Mana-wise, screw that up. Okay, so we're actually going to have to Clarion here. So I can 2-for-1 them. I actually think I like just doing this for now. So let's discard. We weren't drawing lands for a while, but these dragons should be good. Okay, so they have another Pride Mate. That's actually a little annoying because it gets around our sweeper now. And we naturally... So a bit punished there. And we don't draw land. We've drawn equal. Got full house. A lot of our removal is burn based. So we'll discard. Hey, we hit a land. Not great, but it's something. So they flip here. Stumbled on lands, just never really developed anything. Shadow's Verdict off the top? Absolutely not. Croxa. Faithless Looting. Sorry. Lightning Helix here. That puts 7. Yeah, we're dead. Stumbled a little, but missing a land drop there hurts. We might want Stitcher's Supplier. We'll give this another game. We only have really 4 reanimation effects. Opponent goes first. We have no way to kind of fill our graveyard. We do have a lot of sweepers, which is nice. I think this is a mulligan, though. Jeez, this hand's so much worse. Okay, you know, from a testing perspective, this doesn't really do much. And really what we want to see here is if we're going to be able to play it. So that's 2 games. We'll do 1 more, and then we'll put in the Stitcher Supplier. Again, really what we're trying to do here is see what works with this deck, what doesn't, if it is something viable. Playing on 5 cards, you're not really going to get much kind of test experience with it, and especially in this where it is free to play. Let's just queue up another one. That first hand was like borderline. We had 3 lands into a sweeper, but that hand, if they're on control or something like a little bit more mid-rangey, you're not really doing much. Okay, this hand. This is a hand. Turn 1, Faithless Looting. So we'll shock next turn. For Croxa. So I'm going to do this in case we draw Unburial Rites. Or Lightning Helix. Dawn of Hope. So we can go Clarion if we want into Unburial Rites. We have the Blood Chief's Thirst. Not too worried of our life total here. We can probably just chill here. Play that out, shock next turn, and Burial Rites Croxa. Even better. See what we get. Let's do Lorehold command here. Sack a permanent, draw 2. So 3 damage. We'll gain 3 life. We'll sacrifice our mountain. We have a lot of lands, so I'm comfortable doing that. We also have a turn 4 5/5. I doubt White Weenie's gonna do much here. Sweep your board. We should have attacked first to see. Can Burial Rites Croxa, but I think we just Faithless Looting here. Discard a land. Gain 5, and then we can escape Croxa back next turn as well. Or we can Glorybringer. Okay, they hit the Banishing Light. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do this because I could play Glorybringer next turn, and this gets more cards out of their hand. Next turn I can Faithless and Glorybringer. We have some options. Archon of Absolutions. They're like mono white life gain prison. So you have to pay damage based on creatures attacking. Just kill this. Attack. If they have a land in hand, then we lightning helix them for the win. I think we just Faithless Looting here. And then burn them out next turn. Okay, so this game we did a lot better. Our draws played out a lot nicer. Let's style on them. What lethal did we want that game? Okay, so that played out a bit better. So we're effectively 1-1. I think the big thing is us being able to have enough ways to fill our graveyard. Can do... I think Stitcher might be the best option. I like the life gain of those cards, but drawing like Thrilling Discovery Light's not great. Stitcher also can be a blocker early. So to me this hand's a bit of a trap. We have no way of putting these away. Okay, I think we keep this. Put Crux of Fate. Actually, we don't have black mana. Put Croxa away for now. Need a land, draw a 7-drop. This could be Gruul. Need one more black source for Crux of Fate. It's a slower start at a Gruul, no 1 or 2 drop. Stone Rain. We're just not going to win this matchup. Let's put the Stitchers in. I want to try it out with that. We're a deck that needs a lot of lands, and they just Stone Rained us. So let's try it out with the Stitcher Supplier. And I think what we do is... So we're heaviest on red-black, so let's go Pathway and play 2 of these. We'll try out this configuration, see if it does any better. Again, this hand, we don't have any black sources. If one of these are a black source, I'd keep it. Okay, this hand. This hand's going places. Sweep our own Stitcher Suppliers to mill a bunch of cards. Unbarrel Rights in hand. If we draw something like a Faithless Looting, put this in our yard, so we have 4. Only need 4 mana. All the lands we needed. So I think we take it this turn. Can you stop milling all my lands and then double block next turn? No dragons. Clarion next turn will be pretty solid. Final Might at a Gruul. They're hitting all my lands. we got one dragon in the yard. So the question here... I can either naturally try to draw... I can take him off a card, taking 4 next turn. So what do I need? Probably another red source or black source. Most of my sweepers are double black. Oh no, I can't Croxa now. Pay attention to my mana. Put a burial rites in the yard. Regret not putting that on red. So we're getting a Glory Bringer next turn. Yeah, Stitcher fuels a lot more, which I like. So I think that's where we want to be. Honestly, largely the Croxas aren't the best. But I guess we're milling a lot of cards, so if we don't hit like Burial Rites, it's another way to fuel. Like the best turns are turn 1 Faithless Looting or Stitcher. Both get us a bunch of cards deeper. What we might want is a 25th land. So the problem with this hand, again, we have no ways of really putting stuff into the graveyard. So I'm going to mulligan. This hand's good. I think we're putting back... those two. I think we're doing this. Okay, so we got Blade Wing. Step 1. I can Burial Rites, or like dig for Burial Rites here. So we hit the Burial Rites. Against control, we need to play around. I can escape a Croxa back next turn. Blade Wing's not really that great. Oh, we could Blade Wing into Glory Bringer. So we want to see if they tap out here. What are the chances they have the Mystical? What are the chances they have, what's it called? Essence, the counter, the 2 mana put on top of your library. I think we'd be safe. Don't need Clarion in this matchup. Really just want them to tap out if they do like Narset or something. We can have a sweeper here. I think that's still fine. I guess this is a play. Yeah, so they have the memory lapse. if they kill, so that means that they probably have another counter.
If you wish to surrender now, take thoughtfulness before action.
So they have Wrath of God. I think we upkeep Helix. I'm still gonna poke here just in case. That way, if they block or they have a counter, it doesn't do anything. We got like the great setup. We just can't reliably pull it off right now with it being a blue-white deck. The Croxa should help grind some value here.
Such violence is upsetting.
The problem is 1, 2, 3 right now. I don't want to exile the other cards. So I want the Stitcher to die. Something like another Faithless would be nice. It's usually a counter spell out of them. The Wrath of God. Certainly interesting. Unless it's an old list, if that's beyond Behold the Multiverse. But most are just playing Prismari. Are they the Reanimator style? I think next turn we go for it. Yeah, especially with Tef, we have to go for it next turn.
Keep up the pace.
There's a high likelihood that's a counter spell. Could just make a Croxa. Well, in any case, let's try this out. Bladewing will bring back Glorybringer. Yeah, they have the saw coming. Well, next turn I escape Croxa back.
Enough.
Problem is Tef with Ascanta is going to be a problem. Burial Rites. Okay, well, didn't want those sweepers.
Do you want me to phase you out of time?
Lightning Helix, Lightning Helix, Lightning Helix. I'm never gonna cast Shadow's Verdict. I might cast Shadow's Verdict, so let's get rid of these Stitcher suppliers. That feels really bad, because now we're not drawing the 7th land either. They can effectively do this 3 times a turn. Well, I can Croxa and then escape Croxa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
need to move quickly.
Problem is they have so many cards in hand. They most likely have a counter. This is probably one of the worst matchups that we can play against.
I won't let you win.
Tuck with Teferi. But again, can't do much there. We need to play the cards we have. Crocs has been good this game. I was on the fence about it, but it's helped grind quite a bit of value. Stop with the memory lapse. Jeez. So they can either... They knew the cards would brainstorm, though.
Let's skip to the
You're
grid.
better off just clearing it with the Fabled Passage than doing that. You get to see fresh cards. Alright, let's do this turn for what feels like the 10th time now.
Stop that now.
We're going Hardcast Dragon now. We've also had like 3 Unburial Rights still in the deck. 1 Helix. Again, interesting why you just don't search for a Scantha there first. Like, I guess taking 3. Okay, you're not. Done. I'm done. I don't want to get lapsed again. We'll play another game. We're like probably like a 20% in that matchup. They have sweepers and they have a bunch of permission, and then Teferi can tuck any of our things. They're drawing 3 cards, 4 cards actually a turn. We drew the same Croxa like 5 times. Here be dragons. It's a little awkward with our lands, but I still think we keep. Here be dragons. Are you playing dragons? Might be a flavor fail. That was a great draw. Kind of want the Stitcher. I can cast this from my graveyard. I want my Lions. And then how this matchup's looking with the Shadows Verdict, I probably want the Verdicts as well. You're just drawing nothing but Stitchers. Play out the Swamp. I was told there'd be dragons. I think we're doing that. I need a land in the next draw, or if we hit one of our Unburial Rights. So you're 1 land away, so we definitely... Okay, we got Unburial Rights. Okay, gotta go Dragon here. Try to find one of our sweepers. Everything's 3 power. So that should be a GG. Nice and easy. Alright, we'll wrap this one up. What do I think of the deck? It's fun. Sucks against control, but against something like elves, like that. The Stitcher version was definitely better. I would probably go with that one. But overall, cool deck. We can probably like play around with the numbers a bit more, but I like the shell. If you want, give it a shot. Tell me what you think. Otherwise, catch you next time. If you can, as always, though, like, comment, and subscribe. It does help the video out a lot. Helps me for the channel out, and it costs you nothing. So if you can, greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and have a great one.